Entrepreneurship. Probably one of the hardest things that I have ever had to do. I can assure you that it probably is even harder to spell. You see, I often confuse the placement of the E's and the U's. I'm 23 years old today. And this year, I celebrate my 10th year anniversary being an entrepreneur. I can see some of you doing the math. If you are correct, I started my first business when I was 13 years old. Now you can think to yourself, what business is a 13-year-old running? Well, it was definitely disruptive, innovative. It was selling honeypots. Now I know, honeypots. Is it as easy as going to the market and buying and selling? Oh, no. There was supply chain management that a 13-year-old had to figure out, customer relations, issues of demand and supply, and I bet you a 13-year-old did not even know how to spell demand at the time. And this experience led me to the first problem that I identified. On one side, we had young people who wanted sweet things to eat. And on the other side, we had parents who wanted their kids to eat healthy. This experience showed me that we have problems around us. At the very same time that this was happening, the Malawi of Khonje, which is the currency here in my country, had devalued. And every single headline, when I say every, I mean every single headline, was negative. The economy is not going good. Things are going bad. We are not growing. And I thought to myself, when my dad wanted to be an engineer, he studied engineering. And so I said, if I want to fix the economy, I shall study economics. It makes sense, economy, economics. So I went. And in the first few classes, we learned of an economic term on comparison advantage. And this was a term that meant that a country must focus in the production of things that it is greatly endowed in. I interpreted this as we must use the resources we have around us to solve the problems that we have. You see, I believe we all have problems around us. And if you take just a moment and think of the problems you met just this morning, the problems you faced last week, and the problems you've been facing throughout the year, you will realize that even though my prompt was think of a problem, each and every individual under my voice thought of a problem that is unique to them, to their circumstance, to their background. I like to think this problem as a law. And where every law exists, there exists a key. That key, creativity and innovation. One of my favorite speakers and innovators, Albert Einstein, defines creativity as your ability to see what everybody sees up to the way, what you thought before. And so I decided to apply this. I came across an article, and that article talked about the Baobab Breakthrough. Now, some of you might know what it is, and some of you might not. But the Baobab fruit is a fruit that is available here in Africa, specifically here in Malawi. This fruit is a brown to gray, hard-shelled fruit with pulp and seeds inside. And in the article that I was reading, it told me that the Baobab fruit had 4 times the vitamin C that is available in oranges. I want you to take a minute and think about that. Oranges growing up have been one of the most healthy fruits. They are fruits, and every parent has encouraged their kids to eat the food after meal because of how healthy they are. And yet there was a fruit that was available in my country that had 4 times. I wanted it. I paused and I thought, The article also went on to say that it had 1.5 times the calcium of milk. I want you to think about that again. Milk is a trait that we are taking to be very, very nutritious, and yet this fruit that was easily accessible to us, I mean, I would need to walk to the markets and find this fruit. And yet, we had not taken full advantage of figuring ways to solve the problems around us. I immediately remember my 13-year-old self and the problem that I encountered. The problem where people wanted foods that were healthy, and on one side needed foods that would associate with young people. So I decided to start a food processing company. I was the least experienced person, and then the best food I could cook was boiled water. And even then, the water would come out and look as burnt. But you see, I thought that if we found a way of making a product that appeals to every single age group and child, something you can take in the morning, something you can take as a snack at school, something you can take at work, drinking tea break, drink coffee. So we went. I became the first to develop this jam out of Baobab. And when we were commercializing it, we realized that there were no machineries to produce it because the product never existed. And we'll make our own machinery. So we sketched it out, innovated, and also came and created the first Baobab making jam machinery as well. You see, throughout all this experience, creativity and innovation has been a factor of our success. And I believe that every problem that we have around us can be solved by creativity. It can be solved by innovation. I believe that every problem is either a creativity problem or an innovation problem. So why do I believe that this is very, very important? You see, we live in an economy and societies that have told them that resources are limitless. All about resources is creativity. Maya Angelou indicated that creativity does not run out. The more you use it, the more you have. So I'm like each and every one of us to think, what are the resources that are around us in our immediate access that we can use to do things better and to do things in different other ways? You see, I look back at a time as we were trying to sell our products at school, and I was trying to balance education and business. And I think I've not had the time to go around door to door as other people were doing to sell their products. And so I thought, okay, I'm good at math. How can I combine my mathematics and push my product as well? And so I said, okay, if anybody will come to me and get free math advice and help, and in exchange, they must try my product and tell 5 to 10 people about it. Within 2 or 3 weeks, everybody will tell us you about our product. I don't know if our product was great or people were just better at math. But our creativity is one of the things that we employ to allow us to do that. So as I come to a conclusion, I think each and every one of us can think, what is it that we as a country are going through? What challenges are we experiencing in this room, in this nation, in this continent? And how can we use the resources that are around us to solve all these problems? You see, just as the Baobab fruits that for so long Malawians have seen and enjoyed, we did not realize the potential that we had. And all we had to do was break through the hard shell and experience the endless resources that it had. Likewise, I believe that there are things that are in all of us, and we just have to think of creative ways to bring them out. Thank you very much.